Ben Mankiewicz, joined once again by Gina Prince-Bythewood, writer-director. What are you at, 7 feature films, right?
6.
6. Well, I look forward to the 7th. Get cracking. So Gina is our 2-for-1 director. Picked 2 films, this double feature. We just saw Central Station, a Brazilian film from 1998. Next up, we have from 2013 the debut film of Ryan Coogler, Fruitvale Station, with Michael B. Jordan. Ryan Coogler has had great success since Fruitvale Station, but Fruitvale Station, I can't imagine the process of getting this story made was easy, especially for a first-time filmmaker. This is based on a true story that had been very much in the headlines at the time, coming out, I think, 4 years after the incident, which was the murder of a young man in Oakland at Fruitvale Station, which is a BART stop, a Bay Area Rapid Transit stop in Oakland, murdered by a BART police officer. But as you'll see right in the beginning, in case people don't know the story, the video of the murder was a major news story. Many people who were on the train that night at New Year's Eve and New Year's Day took the video. So Ryan Coogler starts Fruitvale Station with the real incident.
I feel like it was a fascinating choice because once you see that, it sets in motion this incredible tension. We know we're driving towards something. It influences every single moment of the film and how an audience views it because we know the ending.
And as people are about to see, there is tension throughout the moment, even though you know exactly where it's building to.
What's amazing about what he created, and when you do a film like this, we care so much about Oscar in the way that he's depicted within this, that we are rooting for a different ending.
Right.
Even though we know the truth, we're watching a film and we're hoping that it has a happy ending. And when it doesn't, I think that's part of the devastation. But he makes us, it's a strange way of, we know the ending, but we're hoping for different.
Casting, you've been there in casting relatively unknown actors in roles where they're required to, if not carry the whole film, carry most of it. In Fruitvale Station, Michael Jordan has the weight of the entire film on him.
Ryan, in talking about this film, he said he made it because if you can show the life of a human being, then you can show that life matters. And that's what this film really is. There were so many different narratives about Oscar and who he was and the type of person he was. And this film just shows his humanity in such a deep way that we care about him. And the hope, of course, is that you're motivated to not accept these type of murders of unarmed Black men. And because he framed it as Oscar's last day, that's all we needed to know. And we got to know him, his family, his loves, his dreams, his goals, all within this short amount of time.
I asked you about casting a young actor because in The Woman King, alongside Viola Davis, you have Thuso Mbedu, who really carries the movie with her, and I'd never seen her in anything before. What do you look for when casting a young, relatively unknown or totally unknown actor?
It's a gut thing, and I know Ryan had that with Michael. I had it with Thuso. They both those actors, they share this innate vulnerability that makes you care about them. Yeah. They have a well that they can dive into to pull out these performances. And also there's just something, certainly with Thuso, it was a Zoom audition because it was during the pandemic, I didn't even get to have this type of thing. Her face popped up on my screen and I immediately cared about her. And the fact that her chops are insane was just a plus. And then her courage that she could go toe-to-toe with Viola Davis, not be afraid of that.
Yeah. Gina, thank you. We'll talk more after the film.
Great.
Here it is. From 2013, written and directed by Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan leads the cast of Fruitvale Station. Back with Gina Prince-Bythewood, who picked this double feature tonight, her 2-for-1. We opened with Central Station, a Brazilian film from 1998. We just saw Ryan Coogler's debut as a writer-director, Fruitvale Station. Remind us, other than the fact that one's called Central Station, one's called Fruitvale Station, which is not insignificant, that makes it a nice pairing, why you think these movies work well together.
I believe that they share an intention on showing humanity of people who don't often get that chance, that grace. It takes us into these worlds that we don't know about and makes us care about these characters. And both are 2 films that made me sob in the theater. And I don't like to cry in public. And Fruitvale, I saw at a special screening for the Sundance Labs. They invited a group of us to come and see Ryan's film. And
Did you know him?
I didn't know him, hadn't met him yet. I knew that this film was about Oscar, but I didn't know anything more. And it was one of those films where you just sit there as the credits are going, you don't want to move. And then to meet him right after that, to thank him for his work and to see this young man, and he was young when he made this film. For somebody to make a film of this level as their first film, to tell the world who they are as a filmmaker, it was really an incredible experience.
I remember being moved by it when I saw it, when it came out. I have a daughter, right? And all these things that he didn't get, right? With his kid, and the fact that, twice he says after being shot, like, no, you have to undo this. I have a daughter, right? I mean, it's just awful. It's just awful. But you really feel, right?
Yeah. I mean, foremost, when you watch it, I have 2 boys. Like, I'm not even just seeing Oscar, I'm seeing my boys.
Yeah.
When you look at Oscar, like if you're watching this film and you're seeing this kid in real life, the majority of the world is going to have an impression of him based on just narrative that they've gotten from media or other movies, a negative impression. What this film does is, like, he's a real person. You see his humanity. You see that he's a father. He's a son. He loves his family. It's powerful enough to change so that the next time you're walking down the street and you see somebody, you're not just going to automatically assume.
I thought, to me, what had to be a somewhat challenging decision for writer-director Ryan Coogler was the inclusion of those moments where we see Oscar at his worst, right? The fight he has with his mother in prison, right? And her commitment, very hard for her to do what she's doing, right? But she's trying to show him something, right? As a parent, I thought that just, again, layered Oscar and made him more real, and then makes, to me, what happens to him feel more, honest and true and moving.
One, it would have been a complete disservice to sanitize who he was, but I think the bigger message is that despite his flaws, he's not his mistakes.
Right.
And he did not deserve to be murdered.
Of course. I think that ended up being a really effective way to, again, make Oscar human, which makes him not just a symbol, but again, a father and a son and a would-be husband who, had some flaws, like, I think everyone else. Everyone else, yeah. Writer-director Gina Prince-Bythewood, this has been really great. I really appreciate the 2 films you programmed, exposing them to both these films to a new audience. So thanks for doing that. Thanks for talking to us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Gina's done for the night. The movies, of course, aren't on TCM, and as everybody knows, they will continue uncut and commercial-free.
Next on TCM, call Northside 777, then Vertigo, and later, I Confess. 5 Our Fathers for TCM tonight.